Filmhub. They think that they are very good and very smart. They think they can just do everything and they think they can succeed. But what really happened? Because Filmhub really does suck at this because they cannot do as well as you think they can. Hey there everyone, this is a Filmhub video of explaining that Filmhub is one of the worst video distributors because they don't actually do much and they actually do not do anything at all. As you know, Filmhub is an actual self-serve film distribution platform. It claims to connect creators with 158 channel streamings, Tubi, Prime Video, Plex, and lots more. You can upload your film, they quality control it, and if it improves, they deliver it to the platforms. But what they do want to achieve is that the goal was to remove the traditional gatekeepers in Hollywood and give the independent filmmakers access to global audiences without middlemen. Sounds like a freedom, but something that wasn't really supposed to happen. And that wasn't really the case that they were not supposed to do. They were supposed to be an automated distribution, replacing the sales agents and collecting fees and revenues sharing without the offering as a human service. Those that the agents that do the providence, it's about scaling the platform, and that's not protecting the creativity. So that's not really what they're really supposed to do. And they want to succeed at that. They want become the tool as the indie filmmakers, the YouTube for movies, but instead of just supporting the unique voices, or they enforce bland over strict formatting and punish anything that's outside of the checklist. What was the guidelines goal was because using the Filmhub's quality control as a filter, they say it's supposed to be a deliverable to 158 platforms, but it's really one of the size fits that all systems their guidelines don't match. However, all 158 channels have far more flexible than maybe some that does not. Well, let's see what it goes with. As you mentioned, Filmhub did not work as well, and it probably never did. It blocked thousands of creators from ever reaching platforms that may have been accepted from them. Even in Tubi, if Tubi Amazon might have liked the film, Filmhub's quality control or quality QC can either say action needed or reject it the first time the channels never see it. They failed that because Filmhub became the gatekeeper of forgot their role of the distribute, not to judge. The QC acts like a law and not really as a sorting tool. And with the 3 strikes or 3 attempts before a fail, the chances of dying before beginning is a bad thing. So saying, if this does not pass QC attempts 3 times, they will no longer check the QC and QC will be disabled is not a very smart way. I mean, what the hell was that supposed to do anyways? That's kind of not a fair creativity thing. And those are not human support tools, and they're not helpful. The humans that are worked from there, that works in Filmhub, is actually just being mind-controlled. That they have to be like bots, or they have to say, oh, well, you know what? You can't go there because you failed too many times. Like, even Amelia S., I'm saying the real name because that's how it is. Amelia S. sounds like a nice person. Well, you know what? You're wrong. Because what she says is she's a reminder of whatever action needed and mandatory actions, as she's stupid enough that she can't do anything right. Also, when you try to respond to her that you want to request deleting it, she can't help you with that. Because she cannot do that as she is experienced, but she cannot also help you because you have to contact the full support of Filmhub. Also, you're not supposed to delete your title if it fails because it's an issue, which does make sense, but it's also very dumb and completely regretful and dumb and stupid. The greediness of film price upsells system. Well, let's see. They charge $300 and $600 per 3 months and $1,000 and $2,000 per year to just give you the faster quality check and channel blocking and 5 to 10 free redeliveries of title updates. It's not really necessarily access. It's just a toll booth. So that's not. No, don't pay them. And there's a trap about that you can easily lose a lot of money from doing that. What did other creators complain about? So, what did other creators complain about? Well, there was a lot of things that they complained about. They said, due to the VOD's rejections, they do not get very good response and everything. They're very unfriendly, and their humans are not friendly in their way. Even though friendlies are supposed to be a little more passive, and the humans are not. So that's what Filmhub sucks about. The other thing is that they cannot refund the $600 or the $299. And because of the greediness, they can't really do much about it. And they said no refund. So they're one of those people that they think that 158 channels approved, then they need to make it this expensive. And usually that is completely incorrect. I'll tell you the reason why after then. The misleading channel delivery status is also incorrect, as they said that some may not get the money in time and not, and the verified earnings is bad, and PayPal is not your 1099 and W2 format. You don't really have a caption to in Filmhub, which they don't expect you to because they want any teams that's larger and as a Filmhub Factory's favorite, but unfortunately, as you know, they hate any solo creators and special brain creatives, just like I am. They do not give you fixed instructions, and they have very low, clear fixed instructions. They're not very easy to deal with, and they're likely to say the format is incorrect. They're acting like an AI or a terminal, which humans are completely. Yeah, they're very bad about that, and they can't really do that much. I'm just saying that Filmhub is one of the worst Filmhub makers ever, as you should not be trusted to use that. And if so, the humans and the staff employees are completely shit. I'm sorry if I say that word, but I have to say it. They ignore support and emails. Yes, they do ignore support and emails sometimes. As you know, they do not support deleting, as they do make a reasonable point, but that doesn't mean that they get to do that as forever. And the projects permanently get banned after the 3 quality check fails. Yes, that's right. Your projects get permanently banned after 3 QC fails. They really hate creativity, and they really hate chances to victory. This is more like they need to kind of be fast and smart about it. As you know, special brain people do not have this much. Sometimes not all the special brain people can go that fast, and Filmhub seems to be wanting that because they think that that's the default reason, which is not. They might have the 3 lives in the other channels, but not against this one. The most hated part was the 3 strikes and you're out. The no revision and the path, the no platform level feedback, the system that kills your film quietly after 3 tries, and then yet, the paid in such is to be solid. Also, Filmhub is a terrible video distributor to get paid at. So, because due to the revenue share, they take 80% or 81% as the minimal. The creators' wants is they need free test-based submissions, the caption maker or SDH tools for movie files or MP4. They need a channel QC validation, not the one that's rule for all. They also need human support, which is very likely specialist ECC and high remote specialist, and the transparent feedback in Perfalia, which will be a little helpful, but it won't be as helpful still, because they're gonna still do the terminal way, and the ability to partially deliver to compatible channels, not like Middleman's Filmhub. The best way to do this for Filmhub is that they need to stop assuming all 158 channels to have the same requirements needs. They have needs for whatever the guidelines is, and they changed a lot before 2014. They need to let creators select which platforms to apply to. That means that channel blocking has to be enabled forever, and even for free. After a test model uploader, I don't know what a test mode uploader is, but that's kind of like, do they allow movie MP4? What do they allow etc? Like, kind of like that. This thing can display real platform rules, like YouTube studio warnings. Well, okay, like, yes, that's kind of helpful for protecting the company and things, but I still don't recommend that, because that can really mess up the creator if they say something hurtful. And the other thing is that they need the 3 strikes removed. The best thing about that is that if they replace the 3 strikes with a flexible feedback, that would be really awesome, and that will make them trusted much better than the last time they do it as. In order for Filmhub to be really good and really great, out of 158 channels, if all 158 channels do not have the same guidelines, or they have flexibilities that the 158 channels do have, and they do not match Filmhub's guidelines, the more channels that's not the same guidelines, the more likely Filmhub has to have a passive and flexible system and using UI UX. The router, not a center, a submission system that's not a judge, a flexible bridge that respects differences, and more channels that's different does not equals more rules. The more channels means more diversity, and Filmhub has to grow into that for a deep aside. They are mind controlling the team as theoretical, because the support access robotics emails reads like from an AI. Does Filmhub trains its staffs? Filmhub trains its staffs to copy and paste, and do they even read your problem? No, they do not read your problem. They just copy and paste and whatever they think the QC said. Or are they just trained to say no before they say hello? No, they do not even do that at all. That's stupid of them. The truth online is that search forums, Reddit, the film caliber, you see creators frustrated and confused and angry from titles getting blocked when they could have been streamed, filmmakers feeling punished instead of supported. Even channels might hate the result. Well, yes, even channels 158 might hate Filmhub's result by now. If Filmhub forces you into a stripped down format, platforms might dislike it, like YouTube, Amazon, or Tubi, might love your silly captions or custom credits. I mean, yes, it's true. YouTube, Amazon, and Tubi might love your silly captions or custom credits, but now they get a lifeless version because of the Filmhub's past quality control. And what if the 30 channels liked my version? Well, if 7 of them likes my bold editing, my credits, and my music, you never know, because Filmhub blocked it before they ever saw it. And the real loss is that it's not the rejection, it's never being seen. You know, Filmhub might be a trap, because once your content is processed by the rules, it's not yours, it's too late. And those 158 platforms, well, they never had a chance to meet the real you. So, I think Filmhub is dumb enough that they can't really do enough. And here's what I'm talking about, the pricing. However, if you try to pay $600 of 3 months, and they take 80% out of your revenue share, you're gonna be poor after then, because Filmhub takes too much of your money, and your refund is denied from Filmhub when you do that. That's kind of like private property no access signs and private easements, so that's a bad thing actually. And to really help with the pricing, well, for the pricing, you should make it free. The 80% revenue is fine, but you know what also it is? The channels also takes the revenue out from sharing. So Filmhub really should not do any of that. They should just be a free supportive. They can collect the money after when all the channels take their money out. But unless it does too much, Filmhub cannot take that out. Okay, so that is all the things that I know that why Filmhub is complete shit and completely terrible at everything. And maybe Filmhub should be banned and everything at all, because Filmhub sucks completely, and their humans and staffs are completely terrible at everything in the Filmhub's company. Like, they can't do anything right. I'm hoping that this video understands that you should never use Filmhub at all. Or if you do, please report Filmhub as the worst video distributor ever. Or have them let them know that Filmhub is a complete scam or a complete terrible video distributor. It may be a scam at all times, just like Tube Karma was. Alright, that's all that I got for the Filmhub's complete jokes, because they all Karen jokes. I'm sorry if I say that, but Filmhubs are complete jokes. Alright, goodbye and see you soon.